So here we have a template with a folded angel, and I'm folding the piece of paper. I'm cutting out the template first. So folding it, a normal piece of A4 that I've printed the template out on. I'm just getting used to the shape and I'm cutting it, all the blue parts away from it. And when I come up to the edges of the wings, that's where they have to hold hands, or hold wings. So I'm just making sure that there's a fold. Because it's just one piece of paper, there's one part of it that's folded and the other part are the edges of the piece of paper. But as long as you respect the fold so that they actually stick together in the heart part as well, and then just getting rid of all the blue parts. And this is the edges, so even if it's a longer strip, just make the wings a little bit more wing looking like. And so here we've got the shape of what we're going to do. So placing the template on top of my piece of paper, and I'm using a piece of golden paper here, and just making sure that the fold is the right size of the fold, and checking it again. It's nice to have it as precise as possible, and then folding it into a concertina fold backwards and forwards. As long as your strip is, you keep folding, matching the template. And of course, when you've done several of them, you can make up your own size of angel. So we can become, I've got four folds, and I've got a little bit of a leftover that I'll end up cutting off. So I can either put the template on and cut with the template, or what I'm doing here, because the paper is white on one side, I'm actually just taking a piece of pencil, just drawing around the edges of it to make a nice cutout. It's easier, and I'm just making sure that I'm cutting within the pencil line, or even if you wanted to have, if you didn't cut within the pencil line, you could always erase the pencil line. And just making sure that up here, I'm not cutting off the joints so that the wings really stick together. And then I'm moving down towards the heart bit. Just taking my time and enjoying that I'm cutting through. Oh, here's the edges at the bottom, which weren't straight, so I'm just cutting those off so they can stand up by themselves. And there we go. It's always a revelation when you open up the angels and see what they look like. And there's a little bit of leftover that I'm going to cut off. And I'm stupidly cutting up the heart. Of course, I should have left the heart as a heart and not half a heart. On the other side, I could paint the faces. Here's a smaller version that I made, and I just wanted you to see how lovely it is to sort of getting acquainted with a shape and looking at the shape in different ways, because it suddenly looks like a pattern instead of an angel. And here I'm folding the white bits towards each other, so I've got gold on both sides, and then folding it back into a concertina, so I've got this little ring. Or I could cut them into two pieces and write on one side of them if I wanted to, and send them off as a little angelic message. And you can give them faces, and you can put photos on them, or you could get someone else to, so everyone paints their own face, so that there's the little angelic self-portrait. If you want to put them on the table, it's quite fun to have different faces on the angels. So basically, have fun.